Antonio here, and it's time for another live stream. It has been quite a while since I did one, so without further ado, it's time I do a little talk. Alright, pardon. This is going to be about acquired animated shows that aired on Nickelodeon. And I've always wanted to talk about this. So, it's time I do it. So, the first one comes to mind is Belle and Sebastian. Belle and Sebastian is an anime that was on Nickelodeon, and it was also on the Nick Jr. block. That is actually quite of a coincidence on how they decided to do it, but I guess that makes a point. I wonder if anyone else is here to say hello to me as I am starting to stream. Ooh! Hello! Anyone here? Anyone at all? Do any of you know Belle and Sebastian? Okay, let me check. Okay. Alright, so we got some people there. Alright, that's cool. That's cool. Alright. So, how are you all doing on this fine Thursday? I am doing pretty well myself. Alright, let's see. Former programming. The first show I'm going to talk about is Belle and Sebastian, and it's pretty good. Yeah, still no Season 5 Blue's Clues you. I guess it's nostalgic in its ways, and Belle and Sebastian's pretty alright for what I can hear. Nickelodeon also aired Danger Mouse. I am not kidding. They aired Danger Mouse in like the early years of the series of the network. And hello there, Lucy Loud, Hoshiko Artist. There is also The Adventures of the Little Prince, which is pretty bizarre for a series to be added on Nickelodeon at the time. Then there was Banana Man. Banana Man sure is a series that exists. Hello there. There's Star Trek The Animated Series, which is a coincidence that they probably got the Star Trek franchise later on for Paramount itself. The Mysterious Cities of Gold. Yeah, they had that. They also had Spartacus and the Sun Beneath the Sea. That sure is a series. Hello there, Tina Belcher, Hoshiko Artist. Oh yeah, they had Inspector Gadget. 2 runs, actually. One from 1987 to 1992, and the other time 1996 to 2000. You know, Inspector Gadget's going to be on MeTV Toons in the future. Yeah, I do like the Timmy Jimmy Power Hour. Any Inspector Gadget fans here? Inspector Gadget. Inspector Gadget. It was the last show that aired on Cubo before it officially got shut down. Next up, you got Count Duckula. Count Duckula sure is a show that exists. They aired this thing called Dr. Snuggles. As you can see, alright, okay. As you can see, this is the section. They aired Heathcliff, which is a classic. It's about the orange cat, not be associated with Garfield. Not to be associated with Garfield. They aired the Looney Tunes at 1998 to 1999. It had a big run on Nickelodeon back then, even during the time where there was Cartoon Network. They had Yogi Bear, Nickelodeon's Most Wanted, Yogi Bear. Hello there. Nice to see you on the stream. They got Dennis the Menace. Now, Dennis the Menace is, it's a classic. I mean, it's pretty decent. The ones I don't know about by that much, but my opinion, some of these I honestly don't care. Inspector Gadget's classic. Heat Clip's a good series. Looney Tunes is without a doubt iconic. Because it's the freaking Looney Tunes. I don't know how Nickelodeon aired Yogi Bear one time. They aired the Muppet Babies, which the Muppet Babies was on Nick Jr. It's a good show. It's a nice classic about representing the Muppets as young kids. They had Underdog for a while, 1992 and 1994, also a classic. They had Tintin from 1994, 1997. And Beetlejuice, which they're actually going to have like a complete series set that will be released on June 25th. So that's pretty cool. They also have Gumby, 1994 to 1996. Gumby's a classic. They had Alvin and the Chipmunks from 1995 to 1997. Which Alvin show? The original, not that horrible 2015 show, in my opinion. God, I hated that show. Oh, jeez, yes, I do know that aired on Nickelodeon later on, but oh my goodness, the show was awful. Absolutely awful. They had Tiny Toon Adventures from 1995 to 1999, and again from 2002 to 2004. Tiny Toon Adventures is a great show, great series. I remember watching on the Hub back then. You get Garfield and Friends. Garfield and Friends from 1997 to 2000, which is crazy. It comes to show Nickelodeon really wasn't afraid of acquiring anything. Like any show. They weren't afraid. They got the Brady Kids from 1998, and they got You're on Nickelodeon, Charlie Brown from 1998 to 2000. Great. It's a classic. Nice to see the Peanuts. Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. Great series. That was from Teletoon back then. Oh no. Oh no. No, they got the Brothers Club. Oh, this show is so bad. Klasky Shupo. Well, it's not even done by Klasky Shupo. I think it's done by another company. But it looks like a Klasky Shupo series. This show is awful. Like, you got unnecessary gross outs. You get annoying theme song. A very annoying theme song. And then you get the fact that this series was just horrible in every capacity. I do not like the Brothers Club. This show was horrible. One of the worst acquisitions from Nickelodeon ever to this day. Yeah, the Brothers Club was awful. I wonder if, well, I don't see any new things in the chats. We got, hello, Layla. They also got Blaster's Universe. I don't know what that is. They got Pelswick. Pelswick is a very known show. I do like Pelswick. You know, it's a great series. It's nostalgic. It teaches kids, and I don't know why it was on Adult Swim in Canada. It doesn't really make any sense at this point. Just because the creator as quads would have made more sense. They had Sticking Around in 2000. I remember watching that on Cubo back then. Great series. They had Pinky and the Brain from 2003. I prefer not for now. But yeah, they had Pinky and the Brain from 2003. I remember when this aired on Jetix. They were on Jetix back then. It's a great show. It's a great show. Are you pondering what I'm pondering? Oh, gee, Brain, I know. I wonder what you're thinking about. Then you got Animaniacs from 2001 to 2003. Animaniacs is a great show. Just without a fantastic series. It learns about education a lot. And yes, it did fall off a bit in later seasons, but it's still pretty good. Then you get Butt Ugly Martians. Now, Butt Ugly Martians is so freaking bad, but it can be bad in a good way. This show is so stupid. Like, the theme song is dumb, and it can be catchy, like, we are the Martians, the Butt Ugly Martians, we are the Martians, the Butt Ugly Martians. The show has such dated CGI, and it's just so weird. I just couldn't with this series. Oh, man. I think her profile picture looks great. I do not like Butt Ugly Martians, but this show is so freaking weird. It's so weird. They got Men in Black the series. This was at the time where they were trying to attempt on trying to have Slam, which was their attempt on Toonami, and no doubt about that, it was nothing but a big fat failure. It was a failure, no doubt about it. But Men in Black series, I remember watching on the Hub. They had Speed Racer X, which was a great show. Oh no. No, you thought Breadwinners was bad enough? You haven't seen anything about Super Duper Sumos. Super Duper Sumos is awful. Oh, every time they always show their butts and to think that it's sumo wrestling. And it's just horrible. I hated Super Duper Sumos. Deke Entertainment, what were you thinking? This was the worst Deke animated series I've ever seen that wasn't made by Let's Studios Tex. This show is awful. I wouldn't recommend to watch Super Duper Sumos because this show is disgusting. They think that it's all about sumo wrestling, but in actuality, they just use their butts. Hello there. Oh, and the theme song. Oh, I couldn't even get towards the theme song. Every time when I see a shot of one of the sumos showing their butts, it makes my eyes burn inside. It's that bad. Oh, this show is horrible. This show is horrible. Oh, jeez. Then you got Yakety Yak. Great series. Nice series from Nickelodeon. Oh gosh, they got Angela Anaconda to air there. That was on Fox Family, and the series is just horrible. Oh, every time when I always hear Angela's annoying voice, it makes my brain want to scream. And that intro. My name is Angela. Hey, hello. Welcome to my video show. Shut up, Angela. Just shut up. You're a horrible character. And I don't know why that you get a show being based on a Kablam short and not Life with Loopy. You don't deserve a show. You seriously don't. Oh, that's pretty cool, Tina Belcher, Hoshiko artist. Oh, gosh, I hated Angela Anaconda. Show's awful. Then you get 16, which, I mean, it's more known for Cartoon Network, and the series is special in its own way. I mean, it talks about more mature stuff, and, you know, I can see why it fits better on Cartoon Network, but it was on Nickelodeon first. It was on Nickelodeon first. It was a great show. Then you got Martin Mystery. Can't go wrong with Martin Mystery. I mean, it's not my Marathon Media, and it's like an anime-like version of Scooby-Doo, but more creative. Like, it was on the Fox box one time before it moved to Nickelodeon. Alright, now let's get to the real ones. My Dad the Rockstar. Now, My Dad the Rockstar, hold on, people. I gotta do a little something. What is 16? Well, it's a Canadian animated series that's aimed towards a teenage audience. Alright, I'm back. Just had to take a little sip of water. Okay, have you heard of Project M? Not really. You got Kappa Mikey, which I don't think that's really, well, I guess it is an acquisition. Did it on Nickelodeon one time, but it was more known on Nicktoons. My Dad the Rockstar had Gene Simmons in it. Shuriken School, I have heard about it. Trying to load my journals again. It's an acquisition, so I doubt it. Then you get Wayside, which is based on the books. I mean, it's okay, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I guess you do have a point. It would work on Cubo. You get Digimon Fusion. They treat this show dirty, didn't they? They really treat it dirty. Like, they are like 2 episodes, and then they just moved it straight to Nicktoons. And yet, we couldn't get it season 3 and go stuffed. That really sucks. Rabbids. Yes, that's actually an acquisition. I mean, it had those seasons. And then it moved to Netflix for season 4. And I do know that it moved to Nicktoons. It really was strange about giving Rabbids its own series, though. Oh no, you get Rocket Monkeys, not Rocket Monkeys. I hated that show. I remember watching it on Kids Click and I hated it. Show was awful. You got all that gross out and mean-spiritedness, and it's so annoying. And why do they always have realistic monkeys showing? Oh, this show is awful. Alright, next you get Alvin and the Chipmunks. Perhaps the longest running acquisition, and even they couldn't survive the Nicktoons treatment. Oh boy, I gotta be, even they couldn't survive the Nicktoons treatment. Alvin and the Chipmunks was a bad show in my opinion. I really don't like this series. The series itself is not that good. It can get really annoying. And it's mean-spirited. I hate their version of Alvin. He is a jerk. Literally a jerk. And I just hate him so much. For those that like him, more power to you. And why does Alvin always over-air on so many foreign animated focus or kids networks like Pop and even freaking Family Junior at times? This show is trash. Alright, next up. Oh no. Not Miraculous. Not Miraculous. Season 1, I can let it slide. Season 2, even though it moved to Netflix at that time, it's a great season, but if we're talking about full runs, yeah, this show is awful. My number 1 least favorite animated series, Miraculous Ladybug. For those that like it, that's fine. But to me, I hate this show a lot. Like, you might know that it is my least favorite animated series of all time. It is so horrible, poorly written, and when SpongeBob is less milked than Miraculous, that is a major problem. That is a major problem. Zagtoon, you need to stop doing this and give our shows a chance already. Miraculous is awful. If it was just 1 or 2 seasons, yeah, I would call it a good show, but oh, geez, season 3 to present, yet no, just no. It is the worst acquisition on Nickelodeon, in my opinion, and it's also the worst acquisition on Disney Channel, in my opinion, too. It's just so bad. Alright, next up, again, the cockroaches. Nickelodeon only aired, it barely lasted a year due to an incident because it forgot to censor a scene because French animation is French animation. It can get really risky. And it got pulled off from Nickelodeon and Nicktoons entirely. It still did good on Netflix, though. I remember when it was on Kids Click, and they actually aired the episode and they censored it. Good for them. Good for them. I Get into Cockroaches. Great show. It's a great French animated series. It's their take on Tom and Jerry, and I don't know why, but the crying noises is actually kind of hilarious. If they use like a baby crying sound effect. I don't know why. It's just really funny. Really funny. Really crazy funny in my opinion. Alright, next up you get you know what I oh boy. You know what I am about Harajuku. Now, I hate season 1 back then. In my opinion, I did not like season 1. But seasons 2 and 3 are absolutely brilliant. Fantastic. It's underrated. It's overlooked. It's overhated. I would love season 4 to happen one day. And it's just one of the most underrated acquisitions. And sadly, one of the most mistreated acquisitions I've ever seen in my entire life. It's a great show. Like season 1, yeah, I did not like it. But Nickelodeon treated it dirty by over-promoting it and airing season 1 out of order. With season 2 and 3, even if we decide to count about its entire run on Nick Jr.'s sister channel, Nick Jr., even though it didn't fit there, it's great. Season 2 is fantastic. I just have to say about it, when it switched to Toon Boom from Flash, and the writing changes, and how it improved from its mistakes, it deserves a season 4 because, well, I did upload the episode, season 3's finale, and there's unfortunately a very unfortunate moment with a cliffhanger ending. But yeah, Kuga Harajuku is without a doubt the most underrated acquisition in my opinion. Thanks to the later seasons. If it wasn't for them, then it would have been mediocre in my opinion for season 1. But season 3 and 3, I'm actually glad they existed. Now, let's move on to Regal Academy. I don't get the hate of Regal Academy. I seriously do not get the hate. Yes, it's not as good as Ever After High, and people called it a quote-unquote rip-off of Disney, which that doesn't make sense because they were adapted by books. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah. And Regal Academy's okay. Like, it's okay. I actually kind of like the music. And the story's actually decent. I do not get the hate of this series. If anything, this was done by Rainbow, which was also done by Winx Club people. And it's an isekai series. Yes, France is an isekai series, and it is that one. It's actually not that bad. I actually think it's alright. Yes, it has its cel-shaded animation, but the music and some of the character developments, I actually don't mind for in terms of female-aimed anime content. Then you get Mysticons, which, I'm very surprised by how dark it was. Like, some people call it mediocre, but the series is actually dark. I'll take it over Miraculous, though. I'll take it over Miraculous any day. Oh, but the series, it was originally going to be for males, but it was going to be, but ended up to be aimed towards females, and it was dark. Like, I never expected so much intensity on this series. Yes, there were some flaws, but there were some good developments in season 2, and its LGBT elements were actually well constructed. I gotta say, this series is actually pretty good. Yeah, they're on Nick Jr. for reruns. On elementary hours of all things. Why? So, yeah, overall, the series is pretty good. Even though it ended up on Nicktoons, that's all I gotta say. Next up, Arbuck, Rainbow Butterfly Unicorn Kitty, which is not a ripoff. It was done before Unikitty. It was a meme. And there was a lawsuit from it where it just changed to Arbuck. And, the series itself, I mean, it's fine. It's fine. It's alright. It's weird, but alright. Pardon? I don't know how they managed to just pull that off from it on Funrise, but the show is alright. I don't hate it. I don't like it. I don't know why it was massively hated and massively liked and then massively mixed on the internet, but it's fine, I guess. There were some flaws here and there. The character designs, the comedy's strange. They use realistic content, realistic pictures. It's a weird show. Then you got Lego City Adventures. Let's review the Lego shows. Lego City Adventures was funny. Not into the Jurassic World series, but Lego City Adventures was actually pretty interesting. I remember when Nickelodeon promoted it, and it was odd to see Lego content on Nickelodeon. You know what's really crazy? I'm surprised that Nickelodeon didn't air any Barbie shows, despite airing the Barbie movies. Like, they didn't air Touch of Magic. They didn't air Dreamhouse. If Nickelodeon were still on the focus of Barbie, yeah, they would have kept it. They would have had a Barbie animated series. But they didn't, so yeah, there's that. Now the last one, Ollie's Pack. It's a mixed bag. Like, I remember when people liked it, and then there's some that hated it. To me, it's Like, I want to call it overrated, but I do have to admit, it suffered the worst treatment I've ever seen on an animated series. It lasted one season, ended up on Nicktoons at 3:30 a.m. Why? Why must they do that? It doesn't make any sense. I mean, I did like the theme song, but the show is flawed. Like, Ollie can be a bit mean-spirited at times. It can be strange. The show itself it's okay. Yeah, the only way that you'll watch is that if you're at least still up or suddenly awake or got a DVR. In other ways, you're out of luck. I don't know why they decided to do it. It was such a dumb idea for them to air Ollie's Pack at 3:30 a.m. Now, let's talk about the preschool shows. Alright. So, preschool animated series, they had Curious George. Great show. The old Curious George, not the 2006 one. They had Little Koala, which was the anime. They had an anime focus. They had Mapletown. Good show. The Noozles. The World of David the Gnome. Maya the Bee. The Little Bits. Yes, Maya the Bee was an anime before the reboots that aired on Sprouts. Grimm's Fairy Tale Classics, one of my favorites. They're Papa Beaver's Story Time. Great show. The Busy World of Richard Scarry. Another great show. Little Bear. Who can't say no to Little Bear, huh? Little Bear is a charming, cozy series when you just want to bring out a cup of hot cocoa and just relax. Just watching Little Bear. Then you got Rupert's, which they edited on Nick Jr. and it was uncut on Cubo. I remember it. I remember when they had Rupert on Nick Jr. And there's the Wubbleless World. The Wubbleless World of Dr. Seuss. I like the Wubbleless World. Dr. Seuss. Great show. Hey, it's Franklin. Can't go wrong with Franklin. You get Kipper, Maisie, Greg, Googly, Moogly, Maggie and the Ferocious Beast. They got Shining Time Station. That's surprising. They got Bob the Builder, Max and Ruby. Ruby and Max. Yeah, I did videos on MeTV Tunes. They got the Rubber Dubbers, Tweenies, Lazy Town or Meme Town, Miss Spire Sunny Patch Friends, Wow Wow Wubsy, which is of course owned by Stars. Yes, I do know, Jessica Schulman, I do know. Yo Gabba Gabba, which is coming back for its revival, thanks to Wild Brain. They had Olivia, Dino Dan, Franklin and Friends. Mike the Knight, oh gosh, no. I don't think Mike the Knight and Franklin aired on the Nick Jr. block. Tickety Talk, Peter Rabbit, Rusty Ribbits, Thomas, they didn't give Thomas a chance, didn't they? Top Wing, Abby Hatcher, which didn't deserve its poor treatment. 44 Cats, which, yes, that is actually a preschool show, and yet Nickelodeon called it a 6 to 11 series. It was on Nicktoons. Why? It's a preschool show, not a 6 to 11 show. Oh, jeez. They had Corn and Peg, which is just, I don't like Corn and Peg. Ricky Zoom, Deer Squad, and yes, well, I guess the more you know, Ryan's Mystery Playdates is actually an acquisition. And it got a poor treatment. Very poor treatment, didn't it? Even though I don't like Ryan, and I kind of feel bad for him. Pardon. So yeah, it's just... I accidentally clicked on the Bob the Builder page. So yeah, those are my thoughts on all the acquisitions, both preschool and acquired on animation. The best ones would easily be, well, I'm not leaving yet. I honestly gotta say, Animaniacs, Tiny Toon Adventures, Looney Tunes, Garfield and Friends, Inspector Gadget, Beetlejuice, Sticking Around, and Digimon Fusion are the great shows. The ones that are overhated are Cuckoo Harajuku, Regal Academy, Mysticons, and Wayside's kind of mixed in my opinion, but it's a bit in the middle. The ones that I hate though, whip out that Miraculous Ladybug. Even if it's season 1, I just couldn't with season 3. And how season 3 just automatically turned to be the worst show I've ever seen in my life. Maybe another day I can do Disney Junior Playhouse Disney acquisitions. But yeah, I also hate the Brothers Club and Super Duper Sumos. But Ugly Martians is weird. It's weird. And you know, guys, I think it's time I sign off. So I wish you all a good day, a good Thursday. Until then, This is Kawaii Life Antonio, signing off. Peace. Yeah, Ladybug went to Disney Channel. It was on Kids Click and on Netflix. Anyway, guys, stay cool.